Imagine waking up to find your private dock slapped with fake violations. All because some HOA queen can't stand not controlling every inch of her neighborhood. Now picture her face when her empire of petty rules crumbles. Exposing fraud that lands her in cuffs. Oh, the sweet irony of a control freak losing it all. In the sleepy suburb of Willow Creek, Illinois, where manicured lawns hid a web of ridiculous HOA bylaws, lived Alex Rivera, a quiet software engineer in his mid-40s who'd inherited a cozy lakeside home from his late uncle. The place came with its own sliver of shoreline, complete with a weathered wooden dock that Alex used for weekend fishing, away from the world's noise. But peace? In Willow Creek, that was as rare as a neighbor minding their own business. Enter Vivian Hargrove, the HOA president, a picture-perfect Karen in pearls and pastel cardigans. Always armed with a thermos of herbal tea and a smile that screamed, "I'm better than you." She ruled the neighborhood like her personal fiefdom, enforcing rules on everything from mailbox colors to how high your grass could grow, all under the guise of maintaining community standards. Alex had heard the whispers, how she'd find a family for a kiddie pool that clashed with the aesthetic, or bullied an elderly couple into removing their bird feeders because they attracted pests. But he kept his head down, figuring as long as he didn't rock the boat literally, he'd be fine. One crisp Saturday morning, Alex was out on his dock, sipping black coffee and baiting a hook, when he heard the unmistakable clip-clop of sensible pumps on the gravel path. Vivian appeared at the water's edge, clipboard in hand, her lips pursed like she'd just sucked on a lemon. "Mr. Rivera," she called out in that saccharine tone that dripped with false politeness. "I'm afraid we have a problem with this structure." Alex didn't flinch. He cast his line slowly, watching the bobber plop into the lake. "Morning, Vivian. What's the issue this time? Dock too shiny?" She ignored the jab, flipping through her papers with exaggerated importance. "As per Section 12.3 of our covenants, all waterfront additions must be approved by the board to ensure they don't impede community harmony. This eyesore is blocking the view and could be a hazard." Alex reeled in slightly, his voice steady. "Eyesore? It's been here since the 70s. Vivian. And the view? This is my private property, deed says so. Community access is down by the public trail." She straightened her cardigan, her eyes narrowing. "Well, standards evolve, Mr. Rivera. We've had complaints. I'll need you to submit a removal plan by Monday." Complaints? Alex knew better. No one fished here but him. And the community she loved to invoke was just her echo chamber of busybodies. He smiled faintly. "Sure, Vivian. I'll get right on that." But inside, he was already noting her every word, every twitch of her perfectly arched eyebrow. He'd play nice for now. The notices started arriving like unwanted junk mail. First, a bright yellow slip taped to his dock post, "Violation, unauthorized encroachment on shared waterway." Signed by Vivian. Of course. With a flourish that screamed self-importance. Alex peeled it off, scanned it into his phone, and filed it away. He wasn't new to this, back in his uncle's day. The HOA had tried similar stunts, but a quick trip to the county office had shut them down. Still, he kept quiet, observing as whispers spread through the neighborhood app posts about that selfish guy hogging the lake with blurry photos of his dock angled to look like a barricade. One evening, as Alex grilled burgers on his patio, his neighbor Tom sidled over the fence, beer in hand. "Hey, man. Heard Vivian's gunning for your dock. Says it's lowering property values." Alex flipped a patty, keeping his tone light. Property values? Last I checked. My uncle paid extra for this slice of privacy. But hey! If she wants to play inspector, let her. Tom chuckled nervously. She's got the board wrapped around her finger. Watch your back. That night, Alex pulled up the HOA bylaws online, cross-referencing with his property deed. Everything checked out, his land extended into the water. No easements granted. But Vivian's machine was revving up, and Alex sensed the storm brewing. He installed a discreet camera overlooking the dock, just in case her complaints turned into midnight mischief. Things escalated when Alex woke to the rumble of an unfamiliar truck in his driveway at dawn. Peeking out, he saw a towing rig backed up to the water's edge. Two guys in overalls unhooking chains. Heart pounding, he grabbed his phone and stepped outside. Whoa! Fellas. What's going on? One grunted without looking up. HOA order. Removing an illegal dock. Alex started recording. Illegal? Got paperwork? The other guy handed over a crumpled sheet, another violation notice. This time stamped with what looked like a county seal. But Alex spotted the forgery immediately. The font was off. The signature a bad imitation of the real inspectors. This is fake, he said calmly. And you're on private property. The workers exchanged glances. Suddenly unsure. Lady said it was urgent. Paid us up front. Lady? Alex's mind clicked. Vivian Hargrove? They nodded, packing up hastily as he dialed the sheriff. By the time Deputy Ramirez arrived, the truck was gone. But Alex had their plates on video. Looks like tampering, Ramirez said, eyeing the notice. We'll look into it. Back inside, Alex emailed his lawyer, Sarah Klein, attaching the footage. They're getting bold, he typed. Sarah replied quickly, classic HOA overreach. Let's hit back with facts. Meanwhile, the neighborhood buzz heated up. Anonymous posts on the app accused Alex of environmental vandalism, with doctored images showing trash dumped near his dock. Vivian chimed in publicly, we must protect our serene community from those who flout the rules for personal gain. Alex read it all. Simmering but silent. He knew her type. The more she preached harmony, the more she sowed division. That afternoon, he visited the county clerk, pulling records that confirmed his dock's grandfathered status. Armed with copies, he waited for her next move. His patience a weapon she underestimated. The harassment ramped up to absurd levels, blending petty tyranny with outright absurdity. One night, Alex's motion lights flicked on, and his camera caught a shadowy figure nailing yet another notice to his mailbox, this one claiming his dock was a breeding ground for invasive species. The figure? A young man in a hoodie. Later traced via license plate to Vivian's nephew, who borrowed her car for errands. Alex filed a trespassing report. But Vivian spun it at the next HOA meeting, which Alex attended incognito in the back row. It's heartbreaking, she sighed dramatically into the mic, dabbing her eyes with a tissue. Some residents prioritize selfishness over our shared beauty. We've even had to involve experts. Experts? Alex bit back a laugh as she waved a report from a landscaping firm she conveniently owned a stake in. Whispers rippled through the crowd. But Alex noted the doubters, a few neighbors exchanging skeptical glances. After the meeting, he approached one, an accountant named Lisa. That report's bogus, he whispered. Check the dates, predates my inheritance. Lisa's eyes widened. She's been after lake expansions for years. Thinks it'll boost dues. Bingo. Alex dug deeper, uncovering emails, leaked by a disgruntled board member, where Vivian plotted to rezone his parcel for community enhancement code for turning it into a paid kayak rental spot. Lining her pockets. The irony burned, her moral crusade was pure greed. Tensions peaked when Alex found his dock's pilings loosened. Tools left behind in a sloppy rush. He repaired them himself, documenting every screw, and sent the bill to the HOA with a note, reimbursement for damages caused by unauthorized entry. Or should I say, sabotage? Vivian's response? A cease and desist letter from her lawyer, accusing him of slander. Alex forwarded it to Sarah, who fired back, "Your client's the one forging docs. See you in court." The neighborhood split, some parroted Vivian's lines. Others quietly messaged Alex support. He stayed calm, letting her rope lengthen, her excuses growing more ridiculous. "It's for the children," she'd say at coffee clatches, while her nephew got caught again, this time spray painting violator on his fence. Alex cleaned it off, chuckling inwardly at the desperation. The breaking point hit like a thunderclap at the emergency HOA board hearing, where Vivian had summoned concerned residents to vote on condemning Alex's dock. The community center buzzed with tension, folding chairs squeaking as people shifted uncomfortably. Vivian took the podium, her voice quivering with faux outrage. "This obstruction threatens our very way of life. Mr. Rivera refuses to comply, endangering us all." Murmurs rose, but Alex stood, binder in hand, Sarah at his side. "Obstruction? Let's talk facts." Sarah projected the forged notices, the camera footage of the nephew's antics, and the leaked emails exposing Vivian's financial scheme. "This isn't about harmony, it's fraud. Ms. Hargrove attempted to seize private land for profit, using HOA funds to hire thugs and fake experts." Gasps echoed. Vivian's face flushed crimson, her pearls clutched like a lifeline. "Lies. I was protecting standards." But Sarah dropped the bomb, bank records showing $50,000 siphoned to her consulting firm. "You mean protecting your wallet?" Alex added mildly, his voice cutting through her sputters. A board member bolted from the room, later turning state's evidence. Chaos erupted, shouts, pointed fingers as Vivian stammered excuses. It was a misunderstanding. The funds were for beautification. The sheriff, tipped off by Alex's reports, arrived mid-meltdown, warrant in hand. "Ms. Hargrove, you're under arrest for fraud and conspiracy." Her shriek pierced the air. "You can't do this. I am the president." Cuffs clicked on, her cardigan rumpling as deputies led her out. The crowd stunned into silence. Alex watched, a quiet satisfaction blooming, not vengeance, but justice, served cold and ironic. In the aftermath, Willow Creek transformed from a rule-riddled prison to a breathable neighborhood. The court dissolved Vivian's board, appointing a neutral trustee who slashed the bylaws to essentials. Alex's dock? Untouchable, with a new plaque reading "Private Haven earned through truth." Neighbors who'd shunned him now waved hello, some even joining him for fishing chats. Vivian? She got 3 years probation after pleading down. Her empire reduced to community service, picking up litter by the very lake she tried to steal. The audits revealed more. She'd skimmed dues for personal upgrades like her backyard gazebo, all while lecturing others on frugality. Alex received restitution, but the real win was the peace. No more notices, no more shadows. One evening, as the sun dipped over the lake, Lisa stopped by with pie. "You exposed the rot." "Thanks." Alex nodded. "Wasn't just me. Truth has a way of floating to the surface." The suburb healed. With open forums replacing secret plots. Proving that unchecked power breeds absurdity and downfall. Was Alex the real villain for fighting back against community standards, or was Vivian's iron-fisted order the true chaos? Drop your thoughts below. Who's right in this HOA nightmare?